Hello. If you don't step into your greatness, you will stay in your mediocrity and you will call it fate. Fate really calls upon us at the moment of our choosing, but all your life you've been preparing for a moment such as this. And until you know that your GPS, your game planning session is going to be because you created, write this down. Success is a creation of intention. If you want success, you have to intend to be successful. That means you're going to have to be able to write a plan out, stay with the plan, no matter what the mood, the energy, whatever comes up, tries to get in the way, you must stay the course. When it comes to GPS as we know it, which stands for Global Positioning System, that means at all times, the system knows exactly where you are, but also because you have put into that system your final destination, no matter what comes up, distractions along the way, your GPS is already written out. So therefore, as you start to travel, no matter what comes up, you go to your final destination. So as I share with you guys some strategies and methodologies and insights on how to successfully focus on putting down what you need to do for yourself and for your team and for your family, I want you to know that this is going to help you build something amazing. So your game planning session starts now. When it comes to your game planning session, guys, I want you to know that Team Unity stands for you and I together, yes, and we're a global organization of professionals that's dedicated. We're really dedicated, guys, to the health and the financial empowerment of families around the world through education and entrepreneurship. So in the very beginning, you must ask yourself, why am I partnered with Team Unity? Why am I partnered with TLC? Who do you listen to and who are you influenced by? Because it's the nature of your surroundings that will bleed into you and come out in like kind. That means you not only are what you eat, you also are who you hang around. So it's very important that you allow yourself to be around people who are successful, stay around them so they can keep you forward focused on your final destination. So because our team has been one of the most successful teams in the history of network marketing, a home-based business, not just in TLC, but period, it's been documented that we've had people who've earned over $1 million in income working for themselves. And I'm one of those people who have literally earned over $1 million in income working for myself, working from home. And because I'm teaching you how it's been done, I want you to know that you are with the right team, the right organization, the right leadership structure that can help you go on to do something amazing. So the top 3 goals that I want you to write down, I want you to put that down as why you're using TLC as the vehicle. See, we know that you want to be around Team Unity because they're the right organization, because it's the surroundings of people who are headed towards the end goal of financial greatness, empowerment, and things like that, enlightenment. But TLC is just the vehicle. And because it's the vehicle that we chose as Team Unity, we recognize that this vehicle has also allowed people to be able to take the long drive to their path to financial empowerment, personal development, the long drive, and people been able to pay for the many stops along the way because of the revenue that we generate through TLC. So write down your top 3 goals that you will achieve. And the thing about those goals, I want you to back those goals with something, because I tell people there's 2 ways of exerting one's strength. One is pushing and one is pulling. And, and when it comes to success, it's not going to just be the push. The push is your will. Your willpower will get you up every day to say, you know what, let me get myself up. But sometimes the willpower, our wills can be broken. Now, people will say it's in God's will. It's God's will be done. Well, he also gives us the ability to operate in our own free will. So it's up to us to have the will. Benjamin Disraeli said that nothing can resist the human will that will stake even its existence for the extent of its purpose. And it's your human will, not your human won't, your human will. But sometimes the will can be broken. But when you allow yourself to be locked into what's pulling you, what you're being pulled towards. See, if you know that your final destination is attached to the fact that you're going to do something great for your children because you want to help them with their college funds, or you're doing this, not just, well, I got my kids, I do this for my kids. People tell me all the time, they say, I do this for my daughter, I do this for my son. but then their will is broken and they won't even do anything that day or the next 2 or 3 days. But when you recognize that you have to be pulled forward because you see the end goal in mind, and you know your children are important, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your grandparents, something that you must allow you have to attach your mindset and your heart to your end goal in mind, and that in itself will pull you forward. I made a promise to my mother the night before she passed away from cancer that I will always empower the lives of my people. And empowerment simply means enabling other people to act upon that which they already know that they are truly destined for something great. So that pulls me forward through tragedy, through situations, through triumphs. It continues to pull me forward. So this can include you buying a home, children's college education, retirement of a spouse, buying a dream car, going on a dream vacation, giving a charity, etc. Just be specific and use the back of the sheet if necessary, but be specific on what your goals are going to be. Because if you don't have a written goal, all you have is a dream. And many times those dreams turn into nightmares. So I want to make sure that you actually write your goal out. All right. Studies have been shown that people who have written goals are more successful than people who just wing it and just hope that something shows up. Now, how will I get to where I want to be? That means as you're moving forward, you know that you may have an end financial goal in mind because it's business. It's not about the fact that we have money because we want to floss. Money is a tool that I believe that's here on this planet that gives us access, ability to move around, do things that's necessary, because everything that we do is attached to something that has to, whether it's rent, home, school, travel, moving around, doing stuff for your family, eating, everything's attached to revenue. All right. And because it is, you got to be able to, more of it will give you more access or give you ability to have, knowing that in case of an emergency, you have something that you can fall back on because you've been putting money to the side. But right now, many people have been going check to check. And I travel around the world. And as you see with these plaques behind me, I've been traveling to Africa where they gave me this plaque here from Namibia. And I've been in South Africa and traveling to multiple countries through Africa. People here in Colombia, South America gave me this when I was out that way because they was fascinated with how, as an American, I just stay focused on my dreams and goals the way I do and how I've been so down to earth working with them. People here, even Kazakhstan and Russia, who gave me this here because I'm always making sure I can help people. But people in these countries, these third world countries, are always saying, Mr. Scott, I'm going to come to America to live the American dream. And I'm like, you come to America to live the American dream. If you do not get yourself situated where you get financially free here, you're going to come to America and live the American nightmare, because people in America are broke and they struggle and go check to check as well. So I want you to understand that you have a goal in mind, and these goals give you many wins towards your financial or your personal destination. So my goal is to be binary qualified. Commit to achieving that within the first 48 hours. Done, said. That means when I got started, I just knew I was going to find people. I didn't care where they was coming from. I didn't know who I was going to get. I just knew I needed to get at least 2. I didn't stop at 2. I put 20 people into my first week, but I said I was going to get at least 2. So to find the 2 that I needed, I found 20 people. And out of the 20, many of them earn an extra $1,000, $3,000, $10,000, or whatever. But I had people who've earned $100,000 that were the first 2 or 3 people that I put in the business, because out of the people you find, it may take you 20 to find the 2 that will be on your left and your right that will help you go on to build something amazing. But I want you to be committed to finding your first 2 to get binary qualified. In our compensation plan, we get paid 6 ways, right? 5 of them financially. In order for you to get paid these 5 ways financially, the 3rd way is binary. That means you have a chance to build your team of people. The 4th way is actually check match. That means you match the paychecks of the person you get started. You can't even start to do anything until you start at least saying to yourself, let me go binary so I can start getting paid on teams. Now, once we get binary qualified within 48 hours, we go on to our goal, which is to be director. And you want to be a director and commit to achieving the goal within 7 to 14 days. I went executive director in the first week, so I know that it can be done if a person, what you put your mind to, what you think about, you bring about, what you ask for, you shall receive, but you have to have a certainty. You have to have a knowing. So when you know that all things are possible for those who believe, then you must believe that it can be done. If you believe, you can achieve. So you say to yourself, I'm going to get director done. Why? Because director is our first corporate position. But director also gives you an opportunity that now you can start getting paid a check match bonus for the persons that you personally sponsor and then the people that they sponsor. So you can earn a total of 60% in check match bonuses just because you go director. All right. And that check match is one of the biggest ways we get paid in the company. So that means whether you're working or not, you're still getting paid because you've helped other people, start their businesses. My goal is to be executive director by, and then of course you put that down and we'll start to work with you to help you understand what executive director, for instance, there's people in this company who've earned $100,000 or more as an executive director. I was an executive when I first got started. I earned over $50,000, $60,000 as an executive director in the first couple of months before I went to regional and then went to national. All right. And since that time, I've been able to earn over $500,000 in income part-time. And this year, I'm looking to close out this year over $1 million in income in TLC, even though I've already done that in the industry, but in TLC itself. So that I want you to understand, because of these promotions that you have, these pin levels can be indicative of income levels, because it just allows you to make more money for doing the same work. So be an executive director by, and of course, on the right side where you have everything, put the dates for binary, put the dates for director based on the time you got started today. And then after that, guys, we'll start working with you, because you can always put a date, like let's say, okay, if I know I can go director, now I have to break some other directors. I may can do that in the next 30 days. I may can go executive in the next 60 days, the next 90 days. Be true to yourself and true to your knowing. All right. And then just put it out. My goal is to be regional by, and put the date on it. When the date you get started, have a goal. Keep in mind that goals can be, you have a goal and you go for it, and you may have to move things around and reorganize it later. But in the meantime, right now, you have a certainty and a knowing that it's going to get done. All right. My goal is to be national by, and then you put that date on there as well. Then you put, my goal is to earn, and then put the amount of money you look to earn over the next 90 days. And you put that in there. All right. And then put on the line on the right, put your initial. All right. So once you get that done, guys, then we're going to talk about how you will stay focused to accomplish your goals. All right. And this is, see, what you focus on will expand. What you don't focus on, it will die. And if you don't focus on if you don't focus on it this way, it says for those who are very religious and watching this training, and you may be spiritual as well. You may be, I'm saying those who operate biblically by a lot of biblical principles like I do. And it says, let not your hands be idle. That means, and it has a whole passage that talks about in the daytime, you may do that work for your boss. But when you go home in the evening time, you do the work for yourself, because you don't know which one is going to work. And for many people, we already see the first one does not work, because when you're working for your boss, everything you do is to make sure your boss, his family, go on vacation, get the best schools, get the best doctors, get the best education, get the best meals, get the best everything, because we'll give our entire lives to uplift our boss. But now that you're your own boss, you have to stay focused to do the same thing. So your focus to work for your boss means if you don't go to work, you will lose your job. You have to be focused on your business. Like if you don't do your business, everything could be lost. Because the bottom line is, I promise you, everything can, and most people, they will be lost if they do nothing. So I want you to be focused by getting your calendar, all right? And where's my calendar right here? 8x11 calendar. I normally say a month at a glance. And those who actually have gone to teamunitytraining.com, there's a calendar that you can actually download, because these will be about 20 something bucks for a month calendar. But you can download it from our team site for free. All right. Well, I say for free, but whatever it may cost you, it may cost you a couple of dollars to print it out in black and white, some sheets, right? About $1, $2 if you print those out. But the bottom line is you have to have a calendar, because your calendar is going to help you to stay focused. Because when you start saying, I don't see how I can make this work, you got to understand you focus on your faith, your family, and your finances. So based off of your calendar, when you got time that you're doing stuff for church, Bible study, studying, reading, meditation, whatever that is. And then, of course, you have your family, soccer mom, soccer dad, whatever you have going on for there, you put that in your calendar. And then the time that you work your jobs, that when it comes to your finances, that's in your calendar. But the other times that you put on your calendar that you may have the 10, You may have the 10 hours, the 15 hours a week to build your dreams. You put down, I got 2 hours here, I got 1 hour here, and that time may be studying, maybe reading. I'm always studying, I'm always reading. Guys, listen, like I said, I have a high school diploma. I don't have no degree, but I never let the like schooling get in the way of my education. I never let the fact that someone told me I don't have a college degree that's schooling. Get to where my education. I'm self-educated. So I want you to focus on your self-education but have your calendar so you don't get frustrated. You don't get overwhelmed. You can, every time someone asks you to do something, you say, hold on a second, let me check my calendar. So you're going to stay focused by going through your calendar. You would attend weekly training calls. All right. And on the Dare to Dream, it has when your training calls are. So just you should have that in front of you right now and put that you intend on the weekly training calls on Monday and on Sunday, Vision Mastery Masterclass, and Wednesday, Leadership Mastery Masterclass. Just put that down there and put the times, Monday and Wednesday, because this is night school. This is on the job training, but it's night classes. It's school. It's like you starting to go to school for the next 2 years to get a 2-year degree, to get an extra $100 to $200 a week added on your paycheck. Just going to add an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a week to your paycheck, because I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know when you allow yourself to be trained and educated along the way. All right. I will attend, or be on the business overview calls each week. All that is, that gives you a chance because you're operating now from the comfort of your home. And you can actually get people onto the calls. Like my first week, I made $5,000 my first week. I was broke when I got started, so I had to do it by getting people plugged into these opportunity calls. I let the opportunity calls explain to people what to do, how the process works, how the T works, the testimonials from my sponsor. But I was listening. I was quiet. I was listening, and I was learning how to say what she says. All right. She had earned over $1 million in 7 months. So I said, let me do, she went full time. I went part time. So let me do what she's doing part time, what she did full time. So I was able to get myself out of my current situation, or the current situation I was in at the time. And you can do the same thing here. All right. So the calls that you have, give an opportunity to get people on a live opportunity call that we do as a team on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays every single week. And then there's other calls that we may do, private calls, launch calls, webinars, other things that we may do for you and your group other days. But those three days out the week, so put that down there that you will attend those calls, because the more you're on it, the more different styles you're going to learn how to talk about the presentation. But also when you start running into different people with different personality styles and different backgrounds, you can use some of the information that somebody who was a teacher told you what they did. You can use that information. Somebody told you they've been an entrepreneur and how they're talking, you can now talk that way. Somebody who's been just a couple or single, and they've been talking about their struggles through school, you can write those things down, and now you can start learning from different people. So the overview calls are important for you, and put that down, that you're going to attend that right there, right? Now, I understand life and gets in the way and schedules what they are, but you said you want success. Let's compress our time frame and let's get free. But of course, based off of your calendar, you will schedule it based off of the time that you have allotted for your time to build your business. I will attend a Super Saturday training event each month. And that means once a month, we normally have a big event. It's like when people in churches normally go to some type of function that's a bigger function than the monthly church function. Or even once a month, they may have people come in from all different churches into one church, all right? Or they have some other program where they go off and they're always going, even people in business, they normally have these different corporate events and functions that they go to all the time because they're important to their growth and their evolution. Even your personal doctor, who you consider a professional, like you're a professional, she goes to conventions. I know because I mentor doctors in this business, and one of my doctors that I mentor is my good friend. So we're always talking about different things when she's going to different events and all the things that she's doing. So I'm always tracking with that. So I know that that's what they do as a professional. The Super Saturday training events is where everyone comes locally because week to week you may build individually. But once a month, you get with everybody on your team and you come to this big event. And from there, everyone who hasn't seen or what, they start to realize, man, this thing is bigger than what I thought. So the training events are really important. They give you a chance to get to set your goal and to go out and be recognized for what you have done. All right. I commit to daily personal development, books, audios, etc. Commit to it, guys. Commitment is doing what you said you would do long after the mood you have set it in has left you. Be committed to personal growth. I'm always listening to audios, training videos, YouTube videos, something I can find. I'm always reading books, taking notes, because I want to be the best that I can so I can help more people. You help enough people get what they want, you get yours in the process. But if you can't even help yourself because you yourself are stuck, then you must allow yourself to be trained so you can get yourself to help yourself be unstuck. And it's normally by following the guidance of other people who have done it through training, videos, ideas, things that you getting out of books and audios. All right. So commit on a daily basis that whether you're driving and you just play it, as a driving university, put something in there, DVD, or maybe on your phone, let your phone go to your auxiliary onto your like I do all the time, and let your YouTube video play and you listen to audios or recorded videos and things like that. Or even on this, you may be on our Team Unity training site, listening in while you're driving, but just know it's personal development. See, I can just text you this information and send you this sheet, but without me helping you to understand how to explain it, that's the reason why this training is important. This is a training right now. This is your GPS. It's setting your game planning. So I have to set your perceptions in reality and everything that's going to help you go on to build something amazing for you. I have to help set that. When I talk about being sentient and understanding that when it comes to being a sentient being, we have to understand it talks about matter, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. All these things that it comes to a person who's sentient. And when you're sentient, guys, you got to make sure that you are growing yourself, because mental formations and perceptions and consciousness and the true sensations that you're going to get, knowing that we all are matter, but everything else that comes from our perception of the world and the reality that we live in. So commit to personal development. Then, of course, I will commit to 18 months of personal growth and development to reach my income goal. And then you just initial that, all right? So initial, I commit for daily personal development, and I commit for 18 months for personal development, personal growth and development to reach. Because if you want more money, if you want to go to school, they tell you to go to school, it takes you 2 years, you go. Your boss tell it to you, you go. You want to come home and tell everybody, oh, I'm going to go to school. My boss is going to pay me an extra 50 cents on the dollar if I go to school and I get a degree in 2 years. But when it comes to working for ourselves, because we're not conditioned to be successful, we're conditioned to be puppets and conditioned to be poor. We're conditioned to be cattle. Your boss doesn't care. He's hoping and praying that if he happens to see you on this, and you posting this on your social media, he's gonna say, I hear you talking about you want to be financially free. You don't believe that, do you? I heard that fast talker from New York City talking about you could be free. You didn't believe that? No, sir, I didn't believe I could be free. I will be right here working for you and your wife for the next 30, 40, 50 years of my life until I die. Your boss don't care, but we do. So commit to 18 months for personal growth and development to reach your income goal and initial that. What am I willing to give up? You got to listen. In order to change who you are, you must be willing to change into who you must be. But change takes change. You have to be changed. Like Mrs. Smith always says, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So you have to be willing to change and give up some things. So in order to reach my goals, I'm willing to give up. If you like to bowl, resign from that for a little bit, and then later on come back and bowl. Because now you're not worrying about bowling the one time a month, because of the one time a week, because well, that's my time off. Well, let's get free, because you deserve just more than an hour's time off. You should have weeks off. The ability to do what you want to do the way you want to do it. Your family should have more time with you. So let's go ahead and give up a little bit of time so you can have more time. But you got to be willing to give it up now. So whatever that's going to be, whether it's some type of things you have going on, some hobbies you may have going on. Some people just like to watch television all the time. They like to sit on social media and play games all the time. Whatever it is that you recognize that hasn't been an income producing a situation for you and your family, be willing to give that up. But you have to know what that is and write that down. The things that you know that's stopping you from, and be truthful and be honest with yourself. Give it up. All right. And what should I do on a daily basis? You got to say, listen, my goal is to speak to no less than this many prospects each day or each week. Whatever you want to commit to, do it on a daily basis, which I recommend you do, because doing bit by bit will help you get to your weekly goal. Or you just may not, you may know your schedule changes. So you just know by the course of a week, you want to commit to doing a certain thing, because you may have a chance to only go out once or twice a couple of days, or talk to people a couple of days. So you want to commit to that daily or weekly activity, but say to yourself, like it's like a business. If you have a traditional business, every place that you go, whether it's gas, we stop to get some coffee, Burger King, every place closed. If you don't go in to buy nothing, they make no money. Even your doctor's office, if you don't, they don't care if you don't use none of these products, because they hoping because if you don't come in, they don't make no money. So they don't want you healthy. They need you being band-aided up and come back again. And let me change your band-aid, that and your bandage. They don't want you to be healthy because they making $0. So of course they're not gonna promote for you to focus on your entire health. They'll say certain things for you to do, but they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I say in that capacity. I'm not saying all doctors don't care, but they make money only when you're sick. So you have to be willing to understand that you have to talk to people, because the same way doctors need people and stores need people and gas stations, you need people. So, but you have to be committed to opening your mouth. Don't say, well, I don't want to do this business because I don't like talking to nobody. Well, people don't like being broke either. So you got to either choose being broke or choose being not broke or being successful. All right. And again, I say that with humility, but humility is simply recognizing that something you don't have. And I know that when my son asked me years ago, Daddy, you got $35, and I'm acting like, let me check I was lying. I was so ashamed as a grown man that I didn't have $35 expendable to give my son just to get pictures to document my granddaughter who was a newborn. I'm sorry, she's a couple of years old. And I couldn't even do that. And I was so ashamed and embarrassed that I couldn't even spend $35. Even though I'm an introverted person by nature, I have to be willing to become the person I must become in order for me to have the success that I need to have for me and my family. And you have to think the same way. So your goal is to speak to no less than, all right? And there's documents that we have on Team Unity Training that will talk to you about weekly, daily goals and things like that and help you stay focused on that. But just set a goal today. You can change it if you have to, but just say, I'm going to do no less than 3 people a day. Stop at a gas station, talk to somebody. Like we always do, you talking, saying, nodding, what's going on, how you doing, gas station, like the shoes, like the shirt, like your hair, everything we do already, just always add in, oh, by the way, has anyone talked about our Lose 5 and 5 campaign? We show people how to lose 5. Anybody lose 5 campaign and show them like a sample of the tea or something. And they're going to say, no, I haven't. Then I give you a chance to always talk to somebody. And there's another training on that later, but just write that down. My goal is to have no less than how many personal guests on each weekly opportunity call and at local events. If you know that exposure is how your business is going to grow by people coming into your store, you got to always, your online store is your presentation. When people come into your store, they see all of the mannequins and things on the wall and clothes. Those are presentations. When you do real estate, they come to the home, look at the homes, that's presentation. When you're talking to them about insurance and you're talking, that's a presentation. So when people coming to keep about your business, you have to be able to present stuff to them. So therefore, you got to be willing to get them on the call. So if somebody say they're open, great, get on this opportunity call, maybe a 24-hour call, maybe a call that we have as a live call. Just get personal guests on the call and commit to doing, because everybody who gets on not going to do it today. So some people may take a series of calls before they decide they want to do it. Like it may have taken you. It may take several days before they join, like it may have taken you. So the thing is, you have to allow yourself to put how many personal guests you're going to have and be committed to that. All right. And local events, or when we may meet at Panera Bread, maybe at a hotel, we may meet at different things and functions as a local group. And if there's nobody locally where you are, you'll become that local hero. All right, and be able to be a hub for people to come to, and I teach you to do that as well. My goal is to stay positive, but if I feel doubt, I'm going to call my sponsor. I'm going to call my leadership team. I'm going to reach out to Mr. Scott. I'm going to read my books. I'm going to listen to my audio. I'm going to get my energy back up. I'm going to get I got to remember, I got drive. I get my room back. I got to get my energy back. I got to you got to already come in with an idea of what normally, I don't care if you like to listen to not sad songs that make you want to cry and curl up, but you may have songs that take you back when you were a kid and make you feel good and feel powerful. And if that's what it takes, whatever it is, already come to the game knowing that's what you're going to do to stay positive. But if you feel doubt, what you're going to do, write that down, write it out. My goal is to stay committed, active, and consistent and persistent for the next 18 months. We talked about that earlier, but now this is what you be doing on a daily basis, thinking about it. So write that down. And then of course, guys, I will read this page each morning and evening until I accomplish my goal. How many times do you call a child his name before he knows it's his name? You don't know. How many times do you call a champion before he knows he is a champion? Don't know. You just got to keep calling. And then of course, one day the child will turn his head and recognize, and you're going to go, oh my God, he knows his name, or she knows her name. Or somebody's going to call you a champion, or you're going to call it yourself. And one day you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to go, I am a champion. So you're going to read this every day and evening, put it into your psychology, your psyche. You're going to sign this. After you sign this, you want to screenshot it, send it over to, send it over to your sponsor as well. All right. So I can be able to have that. Just know you send it to me. I confirm, send you a text back. I confirm. I may print a copy out and put it in my folder, or I just may put that into a folder that I have online, because I want to make sure that I'm a witness to you saying what you want, that you want to have success. And whatever I can do to help you and your family win, I'm going to do it. And I want you to be committed to doing the same thing for other people. This has been your game planning session. This is your GPS, your global positioning system has been set. So let's go on and do some amazing things together, guys. I love each and every one of you guys. And I see you guys not just at the top, I see each and every one of you guys over the top. You guys have a great and powerful new you. Love you all.